Raw reviews on a Thursday, motherfuckers. Yeah, a little bit late, but fuck it. What are to do it anyway? We start off with Randy Orton and his coronation ceremony of the world title. Hey, I didn't like the match last, the night before, but Orton's the champion. We're gonna have to live with this, I guess. So now, there was no new belt unveiled. They should have unveiled a new belt instead of having him walk around with two titles. Let us forget about that World Heavyweight Championship, that secondary belt already. Give us a new belt. The WWE Championship looks like total shit. They need to redesign it or bring back one of the old ones. Would it be so bad to bring back the Attitude Era belt? Probably one of the most beautiful, significant looking titles. Also that's a period when that championship really used to mean something. If they bring back that title or at least a belt that looks somewhat like that one, put an eagle on there or some shit, that would look good. So, you got Triple H and Stephanie McMahon there, Orton, same fucking bullshit. Cena's out there, we got everybody from the locker room out on the stage, we've seen this before, of course, 1,000 fucking times with the whole locker room out on the ramp. So Cena comes and says, he's not gonna invoke his rematch clause, but Daniel Bryan should get a title shot. Oh, here we go. Just because John Cena says that Daniel Bryan gets a title shot, they make the match. Triple H and Stephanie make the match. Here's the thing. I thought that match sucked at TLC. I think that, John Cena and Orton did a fucking terrible job in that match. It was sort of so hardcore light, it couldn't even get any more embarrassing. It kind of makes me sick to my stomach that a lot of people here on YouTube are actually praising that match. A match where Orton is striking Cena in the head with a microphone and there's no blood. Now, I understand that blood is very, very rare in the PG era, but still, they can't do a spot like that where it's so brutal and nobody's bleeding. It looks like really they're getting hurt. Also, Orton going through a fucking table and getting up 10 seconds later. This is the type of shit that's just illogical. And, when you reach a certain age, you start to look at things from a more logical perspective. And that shit was just fucking cartoonish at TLC. It was a cartoon fucking Mickey Mouse match. Anyway, so here's the thing. It's like Cena tells Daniel Bryan he's going to get a match. And, here's the thing. He's all buddy-buddy with Daniel Bryan. No one likes Cena, and they have to force him down our throats and, try to get the guy that, everybody loves and make like the guy that everybody hates is responsible for him getting the match. And they stress this throughout the night. Oh, it's thanks to John Cena. Shut the fuck up. Just because of John Cena, Daniel Bryan gets the match. Nah, it's because the fans keep on chanting for him. That's why it's like WWE doesn't have a choice. They have to, do it because it's almost, it's idiotic. It's retarded already that we have Cena and Orton, guys that everybody is bored to death with. And everyone's chanting for somebody else, so they kind of have no choice but to get Daniel Bryan back in the title picture a little bit. But having Cena there and acting like he's responsible for it is just fucking moronic. Fucking stupid already. It's like enough already. It was like with Zack Ryder. Remember that? When he was super over with the crowd. They have to make like, oh, Cena's responsible for getting him there because, he tagged with him and shit. That, and at the end of the day, it ruined Zack Ryder. Now, Daniel Bryan deserves to be there a lot more than Zack Ryder, I'll tell you that much. But it still stands, the test of time will show that the Cena involvement is not going to be good for Daniel Bryan. If anything, if history teaches us anything, it's that when John Cena gets involved, It's never any good. You know, it was also like when Evan Bourne also was getting really hot. They had to tag him with Cena. It's like Cena's there. He's got to feed off of the guy's, heat. He's got to feed off of the popularity. That's fucking garbage already. That shit needs to stop. But it won't stop because, they're Cena obsessed. And this is how things have to be. In the first match, it's Big Show and Rey Mysterio defeating Cody Rhodes and Goldust. And this was a pretty good match, I gotta say. Of course, it wasn't as good as the TLC four-way tag, but this was pretty good. These teams work pretty well together. Now, I'm not a big fan of this team of Rey Mysterio and Big Show. It's just, like a cute idea, I guess. He's really tall and he's really short. It's kind of stupid in a way, but, a decent match. I'm not a big fan of them, losing to Show and Rey Mysterio. And what the fuck was this shit with the selfies? I understand they were trying to take a shot here, a parody of President Obama. Barack Obama was doing selfies at, Nelson Mandela's memorial services, his funeral, it went on for too long. And then the King doesn't get a shot. I understand that they're trying to show that they don't, it's like the announcers have personality. I get this, but it just came off as very lame. Also very contrived and not very natural at all. It's like, it brings me back to when JBL was first a commentator with WWE. He was doing such a great job being a heel commentator, and now you got JBL heel liked and taking selfies at ringside. I think this shit is ridiculous. I like it better when there was arguments. Remember when JR and the King used to argue back and forth during the Attitude Era? And Jesse, the Body Ventura, and Gorilla Monsoon, they never agreed. That's the type of shit that they should have. Heated discussions about a match, not taking selfies at fucking ringside. What the fuck is this? It was like Instagram on WWE. Like, it just didn't sit well with me. It looked stupid. It looked out of place. It looked dumb. And if anything, it was taking away from the match. They weren't even talking about the match. The match was pretty decent. It was pretty good action. But I don't think the commentators realize that. And they're fucking there. They're there sitting at ringside. They don't even realize that a good match is taking place. And, it's pretty rare when a good match takes place on Raw or any WWE program for that matter. And they're ringside taking selfies. They're looking at a fucking cell phone. These are their jobs. They're supposed to be passionate about it. And they're too busy taking a fucking selfie at ringside. That type of shit is just fucking dumb retarded. And it's so stupid. It shows like they don't even care about the product. So why should we? But a decent match despite the whole selfie bullshit. Then Bad News Barrett, bad fucking News Barrett's there. And he's talking about the lottery. Dissing people based on the lottery. How far are they digging here to get heat for Wade Barrett? No one fucking likes Wade Barrett. And this gimmick is dumb. Is it going anywhere? Is this just going to be a little skit that they have on each episode of Raw? Get the fuck out of here. I'm not interested in this. No one is interested in this. And it's not drawing any heat. That people seem like they didn't even care. That Wade Barrett was even dissing them. It's stupid. He failed as a wrestler. He's not great as comedic relief. He's not like some great actor or something like that they could, get him to go out there and do skits. He's not that kind of guy. He doesn't have a big time personality, a larger than life personality that, he could be funny. He's not funny or anything. So why the fuck even have this little segment in the first place? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's pretty fucking dumb. Then Dolph Ziggler defeats Fandango, and this was just Stupid. So Ziggler and him have a 3-minute match. It's, not good at all. He gets a schoolboy roll up on him, and that's it. And then, he's like all out of breath and shit. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I won this. This man was the world champion at the beginning of the year. What the fuck happened to him? They take him the belt off of him because he got a damn concussion. They punish him for putting his fucking health on the line. They punish a fucking wrestler for putting his body on the line, bumping like crazy for them, bumping more than most other wrestlers. And what do they do to reward him for his hard efforts? They take the belt off of him. And now look, he's not even good to be in an Intercontinental title match. He jobs out the Sandow, and now he could barely fucking get a win over a guy like Fandango. And they're acting like this is some major upset or some shit. This is fucking ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it, where they just take a belt off a guy and just fucking shit on him. Fucking, like, shit on him majorly. I've never seen this with a wrestler falling from grace so hard and so fast. They should be fucking ashamed of themselves. He's a pretty good talent, but oh my fucking God, they just don't give a shit about Ziggler. They just want to make sure that this guy gets buried very, very fast. Now I know he won here, but come on, the fact that he like stole a win out of nowhere, and this is not good for Ziggler. I once was a big fan of Ziggler. I thought he had a lot of potential, but I know the guy's got potential in him to be a big-time superstar, big-time wrestler, and all this. He could be a big star, but I ain't gonna stand behind a guy when they're refusing to push him, and he's just there and looking pathetic. I've already lost interest in him. He may be good and all that, but to be a fan of Ziggler nowadays it's pretty fucking pointless. Then it's Big E Langston and Mark Henry defeating the Real Americans. Surprisingly decent. A little bit boring in the beginning there, but at the end it picked up. It shows that Swagger and Cesaro are pretty talented. They could work with these bigger oafs, especially Big E Langston, who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. They work pretty well together. But I don't understand why a team like Big E Langston and Mark Henry thrown together for the sole purpose of being black, and that one's a bodybuilder and one's a power lifter, just because they're in the same profession previous to professional wrestling. Why does this mean that they have to be a team? It's not like they're talented. They weren't even really working together that well. It was mostly the Real Americans that were making this a decent match. So why do they have to job out a vastly superior tag team, that works very well together? Two good wrestlers. Why do they have to lose here? Just because these guys are bigger, they're nothing. They're fucking shit. It's two guys that Mark Henry now is acting as a face, and I don't understand why this is. It's Mark Henry now as a baby face. It just doesn't fit him. He's been a heel for too long. Turning him face, he's this smiling Rick Ross looking guy since he returned, and I'm not buying it. I think it's pretty fucking lame. Then we get a little skit. Damien Sandow dressed up as Santa Claus backstage. Tells the little girl that he's gonna cancel Christmas. Holy fucking shit. So let me get this straight. Next week we're gonna have a Christmas special. Holy fuck. Remember how that turned out last year with Santa Claus getting hit by a car? It's gonna be the same shit. Very lame. Very shitty. This is Damien Sandow jobs out to Big E fucking retarded Langston, at TLC, and now he's being forced to dress up as Santa Claus and talk to children, and now he's gonna be on a Christmas special. Fuck you. I mean, this is an insult, a slap to the fucking face for a talented man like Damien Sandow. So much potential, so much charisma, and he's being used as a fucking Santa. This is embarrassing. Then you got Rybaxel, and they defeat Tensai and Brodus Clay, and I thought that this whole segment was fucking shitty as fucking shit. So Brodus Clay refuses to tag in. Xavier Woods is attempting to be funny on commentary, and he fails miserably. The fact that this man is popular with, some of the YWC makes me fucking sick to my fucking stomach. Also, like I said, he looks like a fucking weirdo. I wouldn't allow children near this man. That's how fucking weird he looks. He looks very, very peculiar. Like, you can't trust him. Anyway, after the match takes place, Brodus Clay, he beats up Tensai. It's starting to look good, and then the fucking R-Truth and Xavier Woods comes in, and they drop kick him out of the ring, and now Brodus Clay oh man, he can't do anything else. Should have got back in there and beat the shit out of everybody. That would have been fucking awesome. That would have been like, I would have been like, oh shit, Brodus Clay is here to stay. He is the main event player that he's claiming to be. But instead, he looked like a fucking pussy. Backing out of a ring because he got drop kicked by two fucking morons. So then the Funkadactyls get invited into the ring by these two fucking mamalukes, and then everybody starts dancing. The thing is, they came into the ring to save Tensai, and they're dancing, and Tensai's still on the fucking floor. Hey, are they not gonna help him up? Or are they just gonna, dance all over him pretty much there? What the hell? What's going on here? They save a guy just so they could fucking dance. It's stupid. Where's the logic? And where was Tensai? They come in to save him. They ruin this whole big heel turn here. And they forget about the guy laying on the floor. I know it's professional wrestling. Hey, bro, it's fake. Yeah, but it can still make a little bit of sense. Movies are fake, but some of them make sense. Come on, can't we get some logic here? Anything that makes sense at all? Is it possible? Is it feasible at all? Can anything make fucking sense in the WWE nowadays? It would be nice. Then you got CM Punk, and he cuts a little promo about Triple H being against him and all that. And then, you got Shawn Michaels coming out. It's face to face. And, not a lot happened here. Not a lot transpired. Nothing really interesting. If this is a match that they're going to have at WrestleMania 30, it's probably going to be Triple H and CM Punk, but I think that it would be so great to have this fucking match. And, nothing really happened here. Pull apart brawl would have been really, that would have been a well executed move right there. If they could get a pull apart brawl right there, it would have been an excellent way to start a feud, but I don't even think that there is going to be a feud. It would be great to have one, especially, with CM Punk saying, it was an honor to even be in the ring with Shawn Michaels getting super kicked. It would be a great lead, and, there were some hints thrown about, if you really look closely, but there wasn't enough hints at a match. Back in the day when they used to do it, you pretty much could tell, but this doesn't really seem like it's going to happen. Then you got CM Punk in the Usos, and they just get beat by the Shield. It was a boring match. Not a lot happened here. And the fact that CM Punk was able to beat the Shield by himself, and he loses with partners. Once again, it doesn't make any sense. It's retarded. It really is. Match wasn't bad at TLC for a handicap match. It made sense that he was able to beat them, 3-on-1 because Roman Reigns made a mistake. This year didn't make a lot of sense. He's able to. How the fuck do you lose when you have partners and you were able to figure out a way to win at TLC? I don't understand how they, how the fuck they're booking this. They're trying to get the Shield's heat back. I get that, but but the victim here is logic. How does a guy who won against 3 men lose to the same 3 men when he's got help? And it wasn't a very good match either. Then you got Bray Wyatt backstage cutting, another weird promo, decent promo for this style of Bray Wyatt. But Bray Wyatt talking to the rocking chair like, Abigail, this mysterious force or whatever, was sitting in the chair. And the thing is, he's talking to the chair, but that's the chair that he sits in. What is he sitting on her or some shit? I don't get it. He's what? Kind of confusing, but whatever. Maybe she was just sitting there for the moment. I don't get it, but the logic, in a lot of these things is not really adding up with WWE nowadays. And also now Daniel Bryan, instead of going and interacting with them, they're just cutting a little promo backstage. Their match was very good at TLC. Why were they not wrestling? Why didn't they come out to confront the crowd? This is very cheap backstage. It's probably pre-taped. I'm not a big fan of backstage little segments like this. Then you got AJ and Tamina and Alicia Fox defeating Natalya and the Bellas. I guess it was alright for a Divas match. Nice super kick by Tamina. Very stiff kick. Very impressive. So I guess it was decent for the kick. Everything else was, kind of lame and boring, but decent kick right there. Enjoyable little move there from Tamina. Don't really like the wrestlers involved, but hey, the kick was okay. Whatever. Then there's Mark Henry as Santa Claus. This is kind of fucking stupid already. Damien Sandow's the bad Santa. Mark Henry's the good Santa. Tune in to see which Santa wins for Yuletime supremacy. Get the fuck out of here. Which kind of fucking Mama Lukes are writing this fucking horse shit? This is not only lame, it's already boring me. It's not fun. It's not entertaining. Mark Henry is sitting with a little girl, little boy. I don't want him to cancel Christmas. This is so fucking lame. I mean, this really is for children. I'm going to state it right now. This whole thing with the Santas, next week, they're going to probably wrestle in Santa outfits, and Mark Henry will beat Sandow because he's the good Santa. Fucking bullshit. Fucking bah humbug to this fucking horse shit already. I'm sick of WWE trying to appeal to children. It makes them look just so cheap, lame, shitty, and so corporate. It used to be back in the day, not even during the Attitude Era, but post-Attitude Era, it was so much hipper. Even in times like, I don't know, even 2007, say, where it wasn't even that great, it was better because at least, there was still some remnants of attitude. It wasn't so lame and shitty. And even at the beginning of the PG era, it wasn't even so lame and shitty. At least it felt a little bit cooler, like they were trying. Now they don't even fucking try anymore. It's just lame horse shit that would appeal to children, and even children would even think this is lame. I mean, fucking Santa Clauses wrestling each other. Get the fuck out of here with this fucking bullshit. That's almost as appealing as yellow snow. It's just fucking disgusting. Then you got the main event. It's Daniel Bryan defeating Randy Orton by disqualification. And even though the finish was kind of cheap, this match was pretty fucking awesome. A very well wrestled match by both guys. I have to say, I'd love to be able to say that Daniel Bryan carried Orton to a great match. And, well, that might be probably kind of got Orton to go the extra mile. Orton did more than well in this match. I have to say it was a pretty impressive match. The whole thing was pretty exciting. You had a lot of near falls that were pretty believable. And overall, excellent match. It was definitely one of the best matches this year that I have seen. It was pretty impressive. And, this was finally, you had a real main event in the main event slot on Raw. Instead of having some shitty ass Divas match or Brodus Clay match in the main event slot, you truly had a main event in the main event slot. And it was finally something good. Very good, as a matter of fact. The only problem I got with this match is at the end of it, John Cena comes out, I guess, to rescue Daniel Bryan. Remember when I mentioned Zack Ryder before? How he was, saving Zack Ryder. He rescued Zack Ryder. Well, here's the same fucking bullshit being repeated again. Now he's coming out to rescue Daniel Bryan like he needs his fucking help. Give me a fucking break. Well, he gets Arcado owed at the end, so at least he wasn't standing tall, so I won't complain that much. But enough with this already. Stop trying to make like John Cena is fucking responsible for Daniel Bryan. And that was the other thing I didn't like. Throughout the match, they were like, "Oh, we could all thank John Cena for Daniel Bryan getting this match, or he wouldn't have gotten this match." Bull fucking shit. No one is gonna believe that shit for a fucking minute. It's because the whole fucking crowd demanded Daniel Bryan. That's why they had to put all this Wyatt shit on hold so they could get him back in the title picture, because it was looking pretty fucking ridiculous. And also, if the Wyatts are still talking about Daniel Bryan, why weren't they involved after the match? Why was Cena there? They also could have had something interesting here with Orton and the Wyatts, maybe. They could somehow get involved in a feud together. They could have just, made something new and appealing, but they didn't do that. Also, some involvement with, Punk or Shawn Michaels, mixing it up so they could have got a similar ending from last week, some, progression. But no, so far there ain't no big storylines leading up to Mania or the Rumble. We're just going to probably get a Cena-Orton rematch. There's some talk about a triple threat match. At least that might be decent if they get Daniel Bryan in there. At least it could probably improve the quality of any Cena-Orton feud. And Daniel Bryan should fucking win the belts. Enough of this fucking horse shit already. Just let him fucking win already. I'm getting fucking sick and tired of Daniel Bryan being put on the back burner with fucking lame-ass feuds. They've already screwed him out of the title how many fucking times? Enough already with this horse shit. Give him the fucking title already. Give him a fucking legitimate win and let him hold on to it for a couple of months. God knows he's the only guy in the fucking Fed who deserves it. Alright. Actually thought it was a pretty decent show, to tell you the truth. A very good main event. 2 or 3 other decent to good matches. Okay.